I'm Diana Brianne, and I'm going to give y'all a few moments because I have the monetization on, so that means you have to kind of bypass the commercials. And let me get myself set up here. Welcome, Chris Cav. Welcome, welcome, my friend. Thank you for coming here. You know, I never know when I'm going to be on, and it's sort of like I just come on when I come on. Okay, welcome, Jory. Hey, my beautiful friend. You're welcome to come up in this live stream. I'll put the StreamYard in a moment. I am kind of a mess right now, but I wanted to come on and, you know, say hello to everybody. And the theme of this particular one is called Tell Your Story. Tell your story. Okay, so let me get myself set up here. I think I'm set up. Hey, Sayohan, welcome, welcome. Let me give you a blue wrench. Thank you, thank you. It's hot here. I have all my doors open because I don't like air conditioning during the day. I like fresh air. So it's hot, hot, hot. And I was going to put the overhead fan on, but it makes too much noise. We have overhead fans in every room. And then at night, I put the fan on. Welcome, welcome, Renata. Welcome, welcome. I'll give you a blue wrench there, my friend. Thank you for coming. And so I did my 5-mile run in the heat this morning. I got that out of the way. And if you notice in the background, we finally got our new ovens, brand new ovens. There's 2 ovens. You can't see the bottom one. They're fabulous. But long story short, we had to wait. Oh, it was just really something. Welcome, welcome, Bernard and Traveling Memories. Welcome, welcome. I'll give you a blue wrench here. And I'm going to try to do this somewhat without my glasses. And that's a whole nother story because I'm trying to go without glasses and I don't like glasses. And so I'll try to read it. If I get your name wrong or the message wrong or I don't see it, just repeat it. And so I did my 5-mile run. We had the oven guys here. They had to redo it because they didn't do it right the first time. Welcome, welcome, Linz Ozama. Zamwa. Welcome, welcome. I'll give you a blue wrench. And Bernard, you're coming. Let me see where you're coming from. Here, you're watching here from Italy. Oh my gosh, I have been to Italy. I love Italy. We traveled a lot in Italy. We lived in Europe, and we had a green pickup truck, and we drove it all over Europe. And we went to Italy. We went to Venice. We went to Rome. We went to Milan. We went to Florence. We went just everywhere, and I loved Italy. I loved it. And we went a lot. We went a lot. Hey, Big Tim. Wonderful, wonderful, my friend. Always wonderful to see you. And thank you for coming. Thank you so very, very much. So I did my 5-mile run. I'm in today. And I had the oven men come. They put the new ovens in. I'm so excited now. I can bake. They're very, very nice ovens. They have convection and microwave and you name it, it's got it. King Vapes, hey, my friend. Hey, hey, hey. I'm going to give you a blue wrench there, my friend. Thank you so much for coming, my friend. Thank you so much. Well, you are almost at 1,700. That is amazing and wonderful, 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 wonderful. And so if y'all would like to share me out, I appreciate it. That's the only way I can grow when I'm doing live streaming. And remember, go share one of my videos out. Let me know. Always let me know. And I'll come back and share one of yours out too. Okay? So that's kind of how it works. Let me put the StreamYard in because today it's kind of like tell your story. You know, you can come up if you would like. I have to see movement in the box, you know, because if I don't see movement in the box, I can't let you come up. You know, and if I'm not comfortable, if I'm not sure, I won't bring you up. You just have to forgive me because I have to be sure because I've been porned on my channel and I don't want that. So let me get the link here and I'm going to put it up. And, you know, you don't have to go in great detail. What I want to start to do, okay, is I want to start to bring people up to tell their story. But that'll be more one-on-one. This is not quite that today. This is kind of just briefly tell your story of who you are, what you're about, why you came to YouTube, and all that good stuff. So here, I put it up there. And hey, Night Star and Malins, welcome, welcome. Let me give you blue wrenches. Now, remember, if you come up here, you're going to be interrupted by me saying hello to people because I like to address people when they come up. Hey, Super Dave, wonderful, wonderful. You're going to come up too, Super Dave. I put the StreamYard in. You're welcome, welcome. It's kind of like tell your story, tell why you're here on YouTube, tell about your life a little bit. You know, it may not be in great detail. It's whatever you want to tell. I'm not going to ask you anything that you do not want to share. Okay. So you just come on up. Just come on up. And I was on an interview last night for 2 hours, a wonderful interview on Ms. Emma Torres channel, and she and Pro interviewed me, and they were fabulous, and they were fabulous interviewers, and they wanted to know about my life and everything like that. Hey, Chris L Gaming, welcome, welcome, friend, welcome, welcome. I see somebody down there in the box, so I got to bring them up. Let me bring Chris L Gaming there. Thank you for sharing, Chris. Thank you. And Jory is here. Let me bring Jory up. Hey, Jory. Hey, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm sad.
Why are you sad today?
Oh, my kitties. I put them outside and they happily wandered off with their mom and want nothing to do with me. So I'm just sad. I'm going through empty nest. That's all. It's nothing.
That's okay. I'm going through empty nest too, because I have 3 young adult kids who one has moved out into her own apartment and 2 are living at home, but they're kind of got their own lives. One goes to college and works all the time. The other one works all the time. They got their own life, My one son has a girlfriend. So I'm kind of an empty nester. I understand.
I never intended to keep them because yes. I'm allergic to them. So everything worked out the way it was supposed to. And, but they're so cute. I miss them.
Yeah. Oh, I know that. They're always a joy. It's like I always tell people, when you have small children, cherish that moment. It goes overnight, and then they're teenagers, and then they're adults. But I enjoyed my teenagers too, and I enjoy my young adult kids. It's just that it was very special when they were little. It's a very different type of journey that you'll never go back to again. And so cherish your time, Well, Jory, I want to ask you, tell a little bit about your journey, because it's kind of a brief synopsis. This is like anyone that wants to come up and tell a little bit about themselves. It's not like great detail, because I'm going to do more great detail one-on-one in live streams going forward. I want to start making my live streams about interviewing people and random people that just want to tell their life story. And but today it's kind of like you can give a light synopsis of who you are, where you've been, what you've been through, and why you're on YouTube.
Oh, okay. It would take a long time to explain what I've been through, so we'll just talk about who I am and who I am right now. I'm an empty nester. I just had my 65th birthday. I'm well into a renovation that's not going away. In my home. As you can see behind me, there's the studs, and right behind that wall there is a mini apartment that I built. It's completed, and I have a tenant, and I'm really happy about that. But my part of the house is going to take some time to get to.
Did you see my video last night? I put up my last one called "Success is a Mess."
No, I haven't seen it yet, but
you need to go watch it, because success is a mess. Anytime you start a new project, anytime you start a new goal, anytime you start a new dream, it's a mess. My house, if you go in my bedroom right now, if you go in my bedroom right now, you're going to see a big mess, an organized mess, but a big mess, because I'm pulling everything out of my walk-in closet, going through it, donating stuff, giving stuff to my kids or my daughter, and using what I've got rather than just stuff in there. Then I'm going up to my attic, and I've been doing the same thing, but I'm pulling down all the clothes and going through those. So success is a mess.
Yeah. What you see here is, let me see, which way can I go with this? This way. This is my walk-in closet right now.
Yep.
But it doesn't have the walk-in wall yet. But that's where it will be.
Yep.
And where I'm sitting now is where the bed will be. the bed's behind me to the left. Right. I won't have the same bed, but it's just an extra bed that I have that, in case of an emergency, I have extra place to sleep, whatever.
Yes.
And then that will be this whole area. The roof needs to be fixed. And I need to, this will be my work area, like for my own, for my computer, if I want to do some crafts or sewing or any of that. I also have a wood stove that is going to go on that orange wall. So I want to put that in before I start doing the ceiling, because we have to put stovepipes and everything. So there's just a lot to do just in this room alone.
That sounds wonderful. That you're doing that. It's a project. It's a project for the future that you're doing in the present moment. You're taking action in your life to create a better life for yourself. And, like I said, success is a mess. When I was painting, I got paint everywhere. It's an organized mess, but it's a mess.
Right. I don't want to be dependent on the government or security for my livelihood. But
so tell me a little bit more about you. Tell me why you came to YouTube and when you came to YouTube.
Well, I came to YouTube years ago when it first came out, I guess. Well, maybe not that soon, but my son.
Bring your camera a little bit down, Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My son, he thought I should broaden my horizons. So he insisted I go on YouTube, and that was back in the day when people didn't go live and you searched recipes and how to solve problems on your computer.
Yep.
Yeah, my son built his whole computer by watching YouTube.
Wow. Welcome. I don't have my glasses on. It looks like Walsh. I can't see. Can you see it, Joy? Because I can't see the name.
What are we looking at?
It looks like Walsh. Okay, welcome. If I got your name wrong, forgive me. Go back, Joy. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to wear my glasses.
Waken Bordado?
Let me see. No, this looks like WALCH, I think.
I gotta go look on the YouTube.
Yeah. So you go ahead, Joy. I interrupt up here because when people come in, I always like to let them know I see them.
Yeah. So he got me, an account on YouTube, and I did what everyone else did. I just looked up stuff. When I needed to know something, it would direct me to a YouTube video, and I would either watch a video or whatever.
Yes.
And then just before COVID started, I thought, I spend a lot of time on YouTube, so why don't I make at least an attempt to start a channel so I could learn things about being a channel owner.
Welcome, Jupiter. Welcome. Yeah, and so how long ago was that, Joy?
Just before COVID started.
Okay, so that would be what, a year and a half ago?
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say, would it be like February of last year?
Yeah, that was kind of when everything kind of hit the fan. Yeah.
That's just when I started thinking about it. And then COVID happened, and I lost my tooth, and I was so embarrassed. I thought, no, there's no way I'm ever going on YouTube, ever going on camera, ever doing any of that. I just can't until I get my tooth fixed, which I couldn't get it fixed because of COVID, because it just started. And then I thought, you know what? I've seen all kinds of drama on YouTube about how people look and don't look and whatnot. And I'm like, forget about it. It doesn't matter how you look.
No.
What matters is what purpose do you have in your life? Because it's really hard to, as you get older, to validate yourself.
Yep.
But it's important, and older people are important.
Have you seen those teeth? There was a lady on one of my panels who told us about this, and
flippers. They call them flippers.
Yeah, you could just stick them on, and you can even, I don't know if you can eat with them, but you can just put them on and they fit beautifully. They look like your own teeth, and they're like $20 and you order them online.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I probably will get some of those. Right now I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
For some reason. I'm just like,
I wanted to share with you a little experience I had last night, Jory, as we go on in our conversation. I was, right before bed, for some reason, all these suggestions on YouTube pop up. And for some reason, there was a number of what I call basher channels. Basher channels are the ones where they bicker, they fight, they're nasty, they're vile, they're hateful.
Right.
And this one kept popping up, and I kept ignoring it. And I thought, well, I'm going to see. It wasn't one I'm connected to. None of them were ones I was connected to. So maybe my good videos are out there too, like that, I guess. Anyhow, it was so vile. It was so nasty. She was just nasty to talking about people, and they were all hating on each other. And when I finished it, even once I got into bed, I couldn't wash it off. I couldn't get rid of it. I couldn't unsee it. And I don't go to channels like that. I detest channels like that are the bashing channels, the nasty channels, because you can't unsee it and it exhausts you. And I did a video on it today, and it's uploading as we speak, about how stay away from those kind of channels.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that, because I think a lot of people, they get into these channels and they get swept up in the moment, I suppose.
Yes.
You might say.
Oh, it's terrible. But these people do it, well, they're not even in the moment. They do it on a regular basis, Jory. And it's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. It is. My channel is all about living your best life. And when people try to drag me into something, I walk the other way. I walk the other way. I don't have anything to do with it, because I can tell you right now, people that do that, there's so much vile out there, but there's so much good. So once you recognize a channel as being vile, walk away. Walk away. Yeah. Hey, Jerry boy, great to see you, my friend. Great to see you. Welcome, welcome. And yeah, you have to walk away, because if you don't walk away, you're going to get caught into stuff that you do not want to be in. And and they were making videos on each other, bashing videos. They were making hateful videos. And what makes people want to do that? It drains you. It's negative. That's not living. They're unhappy people that do that. Happy people don't do that. Remember that. Happy people don't do that.
Right.
Welcome, yeah, Suzanne.
It is kind of a shame, but I think people should be warned that even if you do end up watching these channels, if you engage or participate in any way, you're in it for life.
You're in it too. You're
Mark. You're part of it. It doesn't go away. Not ever. You will always be remembered on the World Wide Web as someone participating in negative counterculture. It's just not a good thing.
When I came on here 11 years ago, it was only for my kids, and my content remains for my kids. Would they be proud of what I make? Absolutely. Right. I would not make anything my kids could not watch, or I would not be proud for grandchildren to watch. Right. And so that's my frame of reference. But getting back to you, Jory. So you came on YouTube.
The important one here. The important one here. That's me.
Absolutely. You are a year and a half in almost. And do you like being here?
Actually, I do, because welcome,
Heaven Sent. Welcome.
For many years, I was unable to make friends because of my son's mental illness. And I moved to a completely new city, didn't know anyone. And it stayed that way for, almost 10 years.
Yep.
So, and then COVID happened. So when COVID happened, it was kind of interesting, because my roommate, who's like, we're not really friends. I think of him as like a son, because he's about the same age as my oldest son. Mm-hmm. He's like, Dory, aren't we lucky? And I said, what? He said, we've been living like this for a couple of years. And for me, it's been 10 years, but for him, it was a couple of years that, because he didn't have much money and he wasn't able to go places and stuff. said, we've already been living like this for a couple of years. We're used to it. Whereas everyone else is, you know, going crazy, right? Because they have to change their everything about their lifestyle.
Yes, yes.
You know? So yeah, in a sense, it was easier for me because I'd been through it for many years. You know, when you're taking care of children that are special needs or mentally ill or anything like that, a lot of your life,
Your whole life is wrapped up in it.
right, and you don't have a choice.
And welcome, welcome, Moon Goddess, welcome.
So,
I think people don't understand that, Joy, and that's what's great about your channel, because your channel is a new channel, you're building it, but I think you're geared to sharing those kinds of things and topics, and there's a lot of people out there that are desperate to hear what you have to say because they're living it and they don't know who to turn to, and their life, and other people don't understand it, and people blame the parents and all of that. The parents get blamed. It's like always the parents' fault. Your kid acted out at school, the parents' fault. What they don't understand, it's a mental illness that's, deeply rooted.
Strangely, my son that had the mental illness was the brilliant one. He, in the 10th grade, his mental illness came on after the age of 18. So a lot of it was out of my control. I couldn't talk to his doctors unless he allowed me to, all of these things. But he was also so brilliant that when he was 16, he got letters from Yale asking him, to join their university.
Yes.
Based on his test scores. And he goes, "Oh, Mom, if I'd known these tests were important, I would have tried a little harder." Like he was just a very brilliant, interesting, likable guy. And then he got sick. And, like my life, I never expected it, but my life, it became kind of how people say life just happens?
It does.
Well, that's
There's things that are in our control and things that are out of our control.
Yeah, so all the plans that I had made in my head evaporated.
Yeah.
But not instantly. You keep holding out hope. You at first we didn't even know what was wrong with him. And then it turned out everything, almost every mental illness out there, he was diagnosed for all of them. But it took many years because people with these disorders, and especially if they're really smart, they try to diagnose themselves and fix themselves. They don't want to admit that so I spent a lot of time, trying to teach them that it's not something to be ashamed of and all of that, like it was long journey. So, but yeah,
I admire you, Joy, and it sucks away your energy and it sucks away your years when you're dealing with mental illness, and yet you don't often have a choice of any kind. And it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. I mean, I admire you so much for what you've gone through.
And I just happened to be alone at the time. So while this was happening, I wasn't able to make friends or get into any relationships. And it just took over my whole life for years.
Yes.
There was many times that I had opportunities to start dating, but I just said, you know what?
Because your mind is not focused and your energy is focused. Even like I see these divorced women with little children and they're trying to date. You can't welcome Faile. Welcome. You can't. It's very hard to have a personal life when you have children or you have a child with a sickness or a mental disability or whatever. It's very challenging.
I would explain to them that it just wouldn't be fair to them for me to start a relationship. It would be very selfish because, like a lot of me was saying, I need help with this, but why should I drag a stranger in? Why should I? And
also they'll be full of advice, but you don't want someone telling you how to do things that they really don't understand. You know, I that's one of the things I don't like is unsolicited advice from people who have no clue what they're talking about.
Well, it actually never occurred to me that anyone could ever tell me what to do. So that didn't happen in my brain. That's not the way my brain thinks. I pretty much have run the roost since I was 17, you know, and I left home when I was 17, and I was in control of my life, and nothing changed. Not any person has ever changed that for me, except mental illness. And that was something I had to deal with. I had to, you know, it's like I was very OCD before I had children. So when I decided to have kids, I realized I had to change that in myself, because children make messes.
They do, yeah.
You know, your life you know,
success is a mess.
It becomes very messy once you have a kid. Yeah. Even the process of having the kid is very
my
messy.
house was a total disaster. You know, I had toys in every room. You would have to walk over the toys, you know, and then at the end of the day, we would clean them up, you know, and I loved it. It was I loved that mess in my life. It was a beautiful mess.
Right. So, but, you know, so I taught myself, like years ago, having a roll of insulation on top of a garbage bag in my home at all would have driven me crazy. I would have been like, no, this just can't be happening. But many years ago, I taught myself, you have to change your way of thinking if you're going to have a life. Life is messy. It just
we're always changing our thinking. Welcome, the adventures of Andrew and Ree. Welcome, welcome. Yes, life is messy, and it can be a beautiful mess. You know, you're not going to get through life without, you know, issues and problems and challenges and difficulties and good times. People forget their good times in life, but, you know, when they're having a problem, I've been through a lot of things. You know, when my daughter took sick 3 years ago, she's well now, but oh my gosh, it was so scary. And so you go through things. Hey, Hobby RS, welcome, welcome. And you go through, you know, you go through things in life, and you just have to get through. And I think your channel is going to be so amazing, because you're going to probably discuss a lot of issues that other channels maybe don't cover, but you're going to also cover it from your perspective and what you've been through. I just think it's absolutely wonderful.
I'm going to try and listen to people too, because if I'm listening to someone, I'm learning something. I need to learn things just like everyone else. So
when are you going to start going live, Joy?
I'm really debating. There's some stuff I have to do at home first that I have to get resolved before the beginning of June. So as long as I get that done, because I can't, I need to spend some actual physical time doing a few things around here, you know, to comply with different, you know, whatever, just stuff I have to get done. And it's so easy to procrastinate by going on YouTube. So I'm trying to avoid doing that until.
Oh my gosh, tell me about it. You know, because I spend a lot of time making content. You know, my content takes me quite a few hours a day. Then I have to edit it, and then I have to upload. And then you have all the other things that go with it. But I make sure to step away, and I go out for my run. I go to the gym. I have my family. I do all the other things. And then I get back to it. YouTube is secondary in my life to my in-person life, but it can overwhelm your life if you're not careful.
Yeah, but you know, like things are moving along at the pace that they're supposed to. Like for instance, I've been on the keto diet for almost 2 years, and the reason why is because a lot of things made it so that I couldn't exercise as much as I used to when I was younger. A couple of physical reasons, also because of my son, and then anyway, so I'd been on this keto diet for a long time. And so a couple weeks ago, I had been on a plateau for a little while. So my roommate, he cooks all the time. So he went away for a couple of weeks. And I was able to lose about, I'm going to say at least 10 pounds while he was gone. I got very strict on my keto, and now I'm like, my appetite is back to normal again. Not because when he's around, he makes a lot of carbs. He's the guy, right? So He's making.
Well, as we get older too, Jory, you know, we can't eat. Oh, and welcome, Spotless Calm. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here, my beautiful friend. Thank you. As we get older, this is the issue. Our metabolism changes. And I can tell you, I was a stick when I was younger, and I'm still thin, but I have to tell you, I have to work hard at it. Very,
I
very
believe
hard.
you. Well, you know, before menopause, I went into menopause around 50-ish. And before that, I had always been around a size 4.
Yes.
So, you know, like not super tiny, but, you know, pretty small.
Welcome, Espaka. Welcome.
And then after menopause, everything changes.
Everything it does. It starts to slip a little bit. Right. I got it. I know. I've been there. You know, I really have. And one of the things, I'm doing a lot of videos, and I've not put all of them up yet, but it's about life after 60 and about how doctors become our best friend. And, you know, even though I'm very healthy, I take care of myself. Only recently have I begun to schedule appointments with doctors just so that I'm familiar with them in the event somewhere down the line I need them, and I hope I never do. But you know, you got to take extra care of yourself, take great care of yourself, exercise, diet, fast, you know, whatever you need to do. But I mean, in life, it can, you know, it changes when you're over 50 and especially over 60. And so there's a lot of things you got to be prepared for in your life as you get older that you didn't have to prepare for when you were younger. And so for me, you know, I'm always preparing in some way, but I want to live my best life all the way through. So preparation is so that I can live my best life all the way through. And yeah, so I've been starting this channel so that I can kind of informally or more formally interview people. Some days it'll just be one-on-one. Other days it might be several people coming up, telling a little bit about themselves. You know, and I love to do that. I love to do that, coming on and just interviewing people. And so my channel is kind of taking a shift. I'm always about wisdom, inspiration, motivation, and yet I'm embracing other people's stories to inspire and motivate us, you know, what they've been through, because we've all been through something. You know, we've all been through things. And so if anyone else would like to come up, you're very, very welcome to come up and tell your story or tell part of your story or tell, you know, introduce yourself or whatever. You're very welcome. I'll put the StreamYard in again. And you are very welcome. Now I have to make sure that I can recognize you, see you, identify you. I won't bring you up if I'm not comfortable, meaning that, you know, I have brought people up that look legitimate and then they porned my channel. So if I don't know you and then I'm kind of hesitant, I don't have to know you to bring you up, but either way, I want to make sure. A call from Norway? Oh my gosh. Call from Norway. I don't know how I got a call from Norway. I don't know any. Well, I do know one person in Norway, but they don't have this number. Aparecida and Drada, welcome, welcome. I'll give you a blue wrench. Norway, my goodness. I don't answer calls I don't recognize. That's just kind of my thing. I don't answer calls I don't recognize. You know, so I want my channel now to embrace other people's stories. You've all heard my stories. Of course, I have a lot more to always tell. I'm here to inspire, motivate. I don't give advice or suggestions. Remember, I have 5 channels, so make sure to connect with all 5. One of me is like 5 new friends for your channel. So all you have to do is go over to the last video, whatever last videos I put up. All the links will be posted to the top of the comment section. Click on each link, go to each channel, connect with me in the right way, and I will, when I do my comments, will come back to you and connect with you with all 5. Okay, if you connect with all 5. So make sure to go to my links under the comments, on top of the comment section, under the last video. I don't put them up here on this live streams, but I put them up on all my daily videos. If you share me out, make sure you always tell me so I can share you out or shout you out. Okay. So yeah, Jory. So I think you're, you know, I'm so excited about you having your channel, and I want to be able to come support you in whatever way I can to help you get your channel up and running. And it's just wonderful that you're doing that.
That phone call was from Social Security, and I called them back because I heard the phone ringing in the other room. I called them back, and they didn't know why they'd called me. So, so then I gave them my name, and I got hung up on. So I'll call them tomorrow, I guess.
You know, that's another thing. When you're in your 60s, there's a time period at 65 that it's mandatory you go on Medicare.
Yeah.
No matter how great of insurance. I have amazing health insurance that I don't want to give up. But I have, thank you, love. Thank you. Oh, Germany. What part of Germany? I used to live there. I lived all over Europe. And I lived in Bavaria.
I lived in Germany too.
Welcome.
I lived in Austria and Germany.
Woo! Where at in Austria and Germany, George?
I lived in Vienna, Austria.
Oh my goodness. How
I
wonderful.
went to high school there. I went to the American International School of Vienna. And I lived in Germany when I was in elementary school.
Welcome, Put. Welcome, my friend. And what part of Germany?
Cologne or Köln.
Yeah, I know Cologne. Yeah, we traveled a lot while we were there. So tell me what the best time of your life has been.
I loved Italy so much. We used to go to Italy. We went to Italy when I was like 14, I think. We went there. We stayed in a little beachside resort town that was about 60 kilometers north of Venice. We stayed there a couple of weeks, and we went into Venice for one day just to see it, so we went and saw everything, the Sistine Chapel. We ate there. We took the gondola and all that. It was fun. And
love, we're in what part of Bavaria? Because I lived in a little town called Volkshausen, and it was only about 100, maybe 50 people that lived there. It was out all farm fields. It looked like Heidi territory, but I know that area so well, and I loved it. Go back and look up the one called I Got Lost in Europe, or Me and Mick Jagger. I called it because I was playing Mick Jagger music and I got lost moving to Bavaria. So I made that like a year ago when I first came up. So you enjoy that. So Jory, the happiest time, so you're saying, was when you were a teenager?
Yeah, I have some memories of, like, because when I went to school there in Vienna for 3 years. So that was 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And my school, we had a ski club. So every year we would go skiing once a week, and then we'd do a whole week of skiing. And then I was also, my father I had a friend who, they were also in a ski club with the American Atomic Energy Association. So he paid for me to go with this family every weekend skiing also. So skiing was a big thing in my life. And whenever we drive through those beautiful Italian Alps, really, it is the most beautiful part, because I really don't want to be on glaciers.
Do you remember, did you ever go to Splugen Pass?
I don't recall.
Splugen Pass is between, it's the land, it's scary, but it's beautiful. Between Switzerland and Italy. And
okay, I'm pretty sure I have them, because we would drive through Switzerland to get to Italy from Vienna. So the name that comes to my mind the most is Trieste.
Yes. We've been to so many places. We traveled. We had a green pickup truck, and we had a little BMW convertible. And everywhere we traveled in either one of them, mostly in our green pickup truck, because it had a cap on the back and we could sleep in the back. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved my time in Europe. It was wonderful.
Yeah,
so your best time of your life was when you lived in Europe, or when you were young, when you were in your 50s.
Yeah.
Now, in your adult life, in your main, past 20, what was your happiest time?
I'm going to say I was in Seattle for a couple of years, and I had a really fun time. It was really fun. And I had a lot of friends, and I had a lot of people that supported me during, difficult times or whatever. I was from Vancouver, Canada, which is a beautiful place. But I'm not going to say that my best memories are from Vancouver. I lived in a real tourist area of downtown Vancouver. It was pretty select people that lived there. And it was I'm going to say it was a lot like the drama community here. There was a lot of snobs, a lot of people that thought they were better. There was, there was a whole society of people living in this neighborhood and it was, like a couple thousand people that really thought everyone else was below them, and it became a very nasty place, and we decided to leave.
So that was one of your happier moments. Okay, so we know that losing your son had to be the most unhappy moment.
Well, I've lost two sons.
Okay.
I had a baby that died and when he was 12 weeks old, and that was my third child. And then my fourth child, the youngest one, is the one that died recently.
So beyond that, because I can't imagine that has to be the most devastating of any time period of life, to lose a child. It's got to be horrific and undescribable. Beyond that time, what was your worst time of your life? Beyond
that, worst? Okay, so I got married. I moved to Seattle, and my husband tried to kill me.
Okay.
So that was pretty bad, because I had to figure out how to separate myself without causing more problems for my kids and myself.
So that was probably, outside of the one time, that was probably the worst time of your life.
Yeah.
And how long did that go on for?
It was about, well, when he started becoming violent, it was about 1.5 years into the marriage. So it took me about 6 months to figure out a plan and actually execute it successfully. So it was about 6 months of like feeling pretty terrified. But then I went through it again with my son as he got into his mental illness, because he became kind of scary too.
Welcome, Mighty Zane. Welcome, my friend.
So I feel like the experience with my husband was also, why am I getting an echo? The experience with my husband was almost a training field for how to deal with my son's illness when he got older. It really was. I mean, I don't think my husband was mentally ill, but I think he had some issues that maybe of narcissism or some other things that.
Yes.
A lot of mentally ill people do have narcissism, by the way. But no, I don't think that was his problem. I just think that he was very narcissistic. And when he realized, because I'm not like I said earlier, I'm just not one of those people that goes with the group or is controlled by somebody else. It's just a natural trait that I have, is it's better for me to be in charge than not. Maybe that's part of my OCD, but.
Well, when you talk about OCD, one of the things I think OCD, and I did a video called OCD, if you haven't watched it, is OCD often comes from trauma. Now, I don't know if you're talking about that kind of OCD or if you're talking about just kind of being fastidious, because I'm very fastidious. I like things at its place and all that, and I don't consider that OCD. But OCD in the sense of checking, and things like that.
No, not that kind of OCD. It was more fastidiousness, and also it's kind of like I had
nothing wrong with that. I'm like that.
I had much respect for Yoko Ono because she didn't collect things. So I was never able to be a hoarder, and now I live with one.
Yeah.
My roommate's a hoarder, and that's the thing I have to tackle in the next couple of weeks.
A hoarder, usually it comes from somewhere in their life there wasn't enough. There wasn't enough. It's the same way with people with OCD. Now, I don't give advice or suggestions or information. I'm sharing with you my perspective, as is with this one. And with OCD, often it comes from trauma. Some kind of trauma that person's experienced, and it's their way of being in control, and it gives them an imaginary way of being in control of something. If you check something bad will not happen, and if you don't check it, you feel like something bad is going to happen. Welcome, Casimiro, and welcome, Makeup and Hairstyles. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to give you blue wrenches. And let me give one more blue wrench here. And so, it's a complicated subject. And of course, I don't give information, advice, or suggestions, but I do share. Welcome, Thomas. Welcome, welcome. But I give you my perspective. And I've seen people and known people who've had OCD. And of course, every situation's different, but often they've been through trauma. And it's their way of being able to deal with it, and sometimes they carry it with them for life.
Yeah, I don't know why I have had the OCD, but I do remember when I was young, like around five-ish, the year that my
brother, Mike, welcome.
The year that my brother started school, once I was separated from him, he had to go to school every day. I remember thinking that I don't see the world the way other people see it. That's when I started, learning things. And I was always that good child. I never touched anything, made a mess, spilt anything. I never did any of that.
Yes, and it's often the good child that gets OCD.
Right. So, I didn't have any reason to be that way, except that I was that way. It was something that was built in. My parents never had to train me to do anything. I already knew what I was supposed to do. I observed things and I went with the program, and I got OCD more when I lived on my own. Like I couldn't get comfortable wherever I was living. I had to always sit on the edge of the furniture. I couldn't sit right into a comfy chair and relax. I was either awake or asleep.
Right. And there's a big difference between being fastidious and having OCD. Now, Putt King says, I was just really diagnosed with repetitive behavior. It's very, very common. This is a very common, welcome, AM, welcome. It's very, very common. AM is watching from Switzerland. I love Switzerland. We talked about Switzerland a little bit ago, AM. And so Putt King is talking about that. And I think it's a very common thing that many people have going on. That when I was a child, I suffered from OCD. And it took many, many years and a lot of self-control to get over it. I was a checker. I had to check because I had a traumatic childhood, which I've talked about in other videos. And because of that traumatic childhood, I felt that I was able to control things through OCD. If I double checked everything, I could, even today I have to be very mindful because I am very neurotic about my windows, my cars, everything has to be perfect. It just has to be perfect. And so sometimes I just let it become unperfect, like the big mess in my bedroom, pulling everything out. My instinct is to go make it perfect. But right now I'm letting it be a mess so that I can go through it and organize it. And, so, a lot of people go through that, and it's like I said, I don't give it, advice. This is just my personal opinion, but I think it often results from trauma or feeling out of control, and it's a way to feel back in control.
Yeah, there worse things can happen to people. Like people sometimes develop eating disorders instead of OCD.
Yeah, I would rather have it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Mike and Jane, we are a channel about inspiration, motivation, but you can grow here too. We're more of a grandma channel, and inspiration, motivation. We don't give advice or suggestions. We just share with you our experiences in life and our viewpoints.
Yeah, like a lot of stuff can happen that determined how and what kind of OCD you might have. And I don't think I was traumatized. People used to ask me that. When I left home, I became more like a living on my own, I became more OCD, and people would ask me, "Were you traumatized as a child?" And I was like,
Yes.
"I don't remember any of that." Like, no, no. They were convinced though, because I had specific things that they recognized as someone
Yeah.
that might have been abused, but
Yeah.
no. I mean, we moved a lot. I had to move every couple of years. My father was a foreign diplomat, and we traveled. I mean,
Yeah.
but that was really the only thing. And that could be part of why also, because not everyone has to move. And when we moved, it's not like moving in the military. When you're in the military, you're moving to another base where you're going to have built-in support people
Yes.
just like you doing the same thing. But when you move as a child of a diplomat or ambassador or whatever, you generally live in the city that you move to with the
Yes.
general population. And so you may all go to like an English speaking school and get to know people there, but you don't live next door to each other like
Yes.
you do, when you grow up in an American city. When you go to elementary school, your next door neighbors that are your age go to that same school.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen when you're a foreign diplomat. What happens is you go to the school on a bus that might have gone around the whole city picking up
Yes.
people before they got to you,
Yes.
and and then you go. I, when I was in elementary school in Germany, we many things happened on how we got to the school, and part of the reason was because my father decided that we needed to go to the British school, not the American school. So it was by car 2-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess we only had one car. My mother would drive us, but then she had a baby, and so she was driving 8 hours a day just to get us to school. But
I think most people back in those days had one car, if they had a car at all. I
yeah,
wanted to acknowledge up here, Putt Putt King said sometimes the door has to be a certain way. Part of that can be old age. Like I was talking about that the other day. I'm very much like that, but that's not OCD for me. It's just I like my door a certain way in the morning, a little
right,
bit open, but not all the way. And Britton Farms says, so I am OCD with handwriting. Mine was to be perfect and beautiful, and I want everyone else's to be the same. I have no idea why. Yeah, we're all different, and that doesn't necessarily make us have OCD. It means that it's just a peculiarity or an idiosyncrasy, and we all have those. So we have to know, when is it just an idiosyncrasy, and when is it a personality quirk, and then when does it cross the line into OCD? And only a professional would know that.
right.
So I just give you my thoughts on it. Mighty Zane asks, what are your thoughts on marriage in the USA? Well, I've been married 30 years, so it's good. It's what you make of it. Marriage is what you make of it, and wherever you're at, it's what you make of it. And remember, there's two people in a marriage, so both people have got to be doing their thing to make it right. If one person's doing it and another person's not, it may not be the right thing. Putt Putt says everyone is different in their own unique way. Absolutely. And you know what? I think we all have our things. We all have our quirks, our idiosyncrasies, our challenges, our blessings, our problems. We all do. And so never think someone doesn't have something, and we all do. We all have something. No one goes through this life perfectly. Okay. We all have something. We all have issues. It's just life, and the more we talk to other people, the more we realize, people have been through stuff. People think that I've not been through stuff. I've been through a lot, and yeah, my grandma used to say it takes all kinds to make the world go round, according to Britton Farms. Absolutely. And by the way, Britton Farms is a great channel. If anyone doesn't have it, you really want to connect there with all my channels on here. They're all wonderful. People that come to my channel are really good people, and if they're not, they don't stay long, or if they stay very long, they're going to become a good person. So I have good people here on my channel. So if you connect with anybody here, you're likely to connect with a winner. And so But yeah, life, we never know how life is going to be. So what are your dreams for your future?
Future of my channel.
Well, no, for your dreams for your future. It can be
For my particular, well, I want to get my house finished. Excuse me. And then after that, I'd like to do a little bit of traveling around the U.S.
Yep. Have you thought about buying a van or a motor, camper or something like that?
I have a Titan crew cab. It's a truck with a very large cab that I can easily sleep in.
Yep.
It's I prefer a pickup. It's a pickup truck. It's a short bed. I prefer that to like an SUV or whatever, it's just a little bit more versatile. So
yes,
I like that. I can always hit something up to it if I'm not happy with that. But I'm fine traveling around just in the truck alone. So, but also I could just start, I don't know, taking the Greyhound or flying or something once all this COVID stuff is over.
Right.
I like to do a little bit of. I like to go on a couple. I really enjoyed cruise ships when I was younger. I crossed the Atlantic twice and the Pacific and the South China Sea by cruise ship, and I really enjoyed my time with those. I probably would like to go on a couple of cruises.
Mm-hmm.
My mother decided before.
Sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful dreams. See, it's important to have dreams and goals and visions, and back them up with the right plan, and then back them up with action steps. You've got to do all three. It starts with a dream. It's then becomes a plan, and a plan needs to become action for it to happen.
Yeah, my mother, obviously she traveled with my father all of those years. She also had her own profession. But anyway, when she was in hospice, very close to her death, I think about 6 weeks away, she got special permission from her doctor to travel on a cruise to Alaska.
Yes.
Because that was pretty much her, the end of her bucket list. So she was able to do that because my cousin was a nurse and she, took her on the trip with her. She's basically, my cousin told me, basically she could barely get off the little deck chairs, but I'd always wanted to see Alaska, be on that cruise, and she was able to fulfill it. It was important to her. So, we were all really happy for her, and that was pretty much the end of her life.
I think what happens to a lot of people is that they wait till they get sick to do what they really want. And that's usually the worst time to do it because you're not feeling all that good. I think it's better than not doing it at all. But I think, for me, I'm living now. That's why I'm cleaning out my closet. I've got beautiful purses and beautiful shoes that I haven't worn. And I'm saying, hey, I'm wearing them now. I'm putting them on now. And that's saving anything for good. Whatever it is that I want to do, I'm doing it now. I don't want to wait till I find out.
Don't save them for a special occasion.
I'm not saving anything. And what I'm not going to use, I give away.
Right. Every day is a special occasion at some point.
Every day for me is a special occasion. So I don't waste any day of my life at all. I enjoy the people that I love. I don't sweat the small stuff. I ignore the stupid stuff if I can. And I just keep on going. So that sounds like a wonderful, wonderful dream for yourself. I'll ask a more personal question. Do you want to get married again?
Probably not married, but I wouldn't mind having a guy. Doesn't matter one way or the other though. Like I think I could be just as happy without that, but
Yes. See, I've been married for 30 years and I can tell you, I love my marriage. We have an amazing marriage. And yet if something were to ever happen, I would never get married again. I would never, I would not want to get married again. I've had a wonderful time. And I think at this stage of life, it's very hard to get married. Even if you found the right person, they're going to have history. You're going to have history, good or bad. And it complicates a relationship. So I would think just having a friendship for me, at that stage.
Mm-hmm. My grandfather got remarried at 75.
How did it work out?
He outlived her too. So, then he didn't last that much longer after that. But his generation, it was very important to be married if you lived together.
Yes.
It was because we were all saying, Grandpa, don't get married. Then you both have your Social Security. If you marry her, she loses hers. Oh no, gotta get married. Blah blah blah. Okay, Grandpa, go ahead. we're not gonna change his mind at that age. It was.
I don't know if it's that way anymore. Is it still that way where you lose?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it changed. I think if you've been married any length of time, you get to draw off at one person's Social Security, so you take the pick, or something like that.
This was in Canada, so.
Oh, okay.
It might have been different there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In fact, it probably is different.
Mm-hmm. So now, what's the future of your channel? What do you want to do? We talked about what you want your channel to be, how you're probably going to, make it. So where would you like to see your channel a year to 5 years from now?
That's a really good question. I think what I want to do is let it grow organically, not try and force something. I would like to have a place. I want to think of it as a place, not a channel. A place where people can go and maybe get things off their mind or ask questions about things that are confusing them. Maybe if I'm able to get to know people.
Thank you, Putt Putt. Thank you, Putt Putt King. You're amazing and you're wonderful. And I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for being such a supportive friend. And thank you for being here, my friend. And have a blessed day. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, giving people a place where they can get to know other people.
Yes.
A place where I'm not going to try.
A community. You want to build a community. Are you on? I know you're on Carla's channel, but are you on Norgus's channel? Norgusr. It's Norgusr. Norgusr. She's a friend of mine. She has an amazing channel. Monday through Friday, she does live streams in the morning. They're Christian women live streams, but you can bring all of your. Welcome, Cool Daddy. Welcome, welcome. I'll give you a blue wrench. She does. It's a place where you can bring your problems, your concerns, your happiness, whatever you want to bring there. It's a grandma channel like mine.
Right. Well, I just don't want to get involved in either politics or religion.
No politics. You want to stay out of that. Number one, because you want to protect your channel. Number two, you'll alienate 50% of your subscribers.
Exactly.
So you just, I don't discuss politics here. Now, I did do 2 videos that are uploading right now. One is called, and it's as close to politics as I get, but I didn't discuss politics in it. And one was called, well, I don't even want to say what. Hey, T Baby Funk, are you coming up, my friend? Come on up and say a few words. Come on up. I'm going to drop the link in again. I just put it in, Chi Baby Funk. And let me make sure I made you a mod. Yeah, I highly recommend. I did 2 videos and they're not political, but they kind of touch on political issues without being political, because you can't do that. Once you start into politics, you're in a whole different arena, and it can be very nasty. And that's not what my channel's about. Stay in your own lane. Yeah,
no, I won't discuss politics, and I also don't want to discuss religion. So I have nothing wrong with a Christian channel. I think that's great. But then if I start going there, I'm going to start discussing religion to some degree, and I don't want to get into that at all.
Right. It's a Christian woman's channel. It's really a comfort channel. It's a channel where people, like one woman's husband just died. Another woman is getting ready, or was supposedly ready to pass on, and she was a younger woman. So they are very supportive. It's sort of like where you can go and lay down your problems, and you feel very, you feel a place that you have, that no one's going to judge you.
I don't know how to explain this to you or to anyone without discussing religion.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Right. So you want to kind of stay away from religion. I don't discuss religion here. I don't discuss politics. I don't discuss divisive subjects.
Right.
I don't. And once someone starts into that, I short circuit it and move on. One night I had somebody on my panel, and I immediately short circuited it because we just don't do that. T Baby Funk, I hope you come up. I put the link in there. My friend, if you don't have T Baby Funk, you really want her channel. You will grow. Plus, she's an inspirational channel too. Wonderful, wonderful. I love her channel, and I love her. She's wonderful. T Baby Funk, we're discussing kind of your story, a person's story today, and Joy shared hers, and it's kind of a more informal story time of, whatever we want to share. I do plan on starting to interview people one-on-one, where it's that person for the whole time, and we talk about, their life, their journey, what they want to share. I never press people for revealing stuff that's not comfortable. They need to be comfortable with what they're going to share. And not everything should we share, especially when it comes to other people in our life. I think we have to be very selective.
Yeah, I think it's important to have places where people can express themselves. Yep. A lot of times people decide to have a channel because they feel like they don't have a voice.
That's right.
And they get shut down a lot or ignored. If I go live, I want to be able to pay attention to my chat and make them feel like they're part of the process.
Here we go. Here's my friend T Baby Funk. Hey. Oh, you in your car, my friend?
I am driving my lovely host.
Oh my gosh, how are you doing?
I wanted to visit you because I haven't been able to live stream at all. Been very, very, very busy nowadays.
Yes, I've missed seeing you. Sometimes I'm not here, and then I miss your live stream. Right. You have fabulous live stream. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I am actually just really have been really busy because we're moving from one house to the other, and that's where I'm at. I'm in between, sorta, kinda.
And are you excited about? Oh, I'm doing super. Life is good. I run every day. I was out in the heat. I'm a sweaty mess, but I'm good. It's all good. When life is good, just dance with it, celebrate it, be happy with it, Yes. Welcome to Zany, and welcome Judah. Welcome. So what do you want to share? Today, it's an informal. I hope to interview you actually one night. If you'd like to be interviewed one day or one night, we'll set aside a time and you can come on and tell your life story in whatever way you want to tell it. You don't have to reveal anything you don't want to. So I'm kind of making my channel, it's always inspirational, motivational, but on occasion I'd like to interview people and just let them share what their life journey, like for example, Jory just shared a lot of her life journey for the last hour, and it was wonderful hearing her life journey. And so what would you like people to know about you that they don't already know about you?
Well, I am actually I would like to say I'm very down to earth. And, I'd like to help people. I like to make people feel good. I would like to be, an influencer, a good influencer, not so much as a bad one, because there are so many people out there that influences bad with their behavior. So I'd like
you want to be a life changer. You're a life changer. I've been on your channel many times, and you are a life changer. You're an inspirer. You don't give advice or suggestions like I do not give life, but you're a life changer. You're an inspirer.
Right, exactly. And that's really how I wanted to be. Because I would like to just spread kindness And that's about it, because people sometimes could be so cruel, even though they don't know what people are going through. They can be so cruel and mean, and at this point in time we all need a little kindness, a little love, a little heart. That's it.
You weren't on here earlier when I was talking about last night when the a suggestion box. You know how the suggestion box pops up on YouTube and they suggest videos, and I'm because I'm an inspiration and motivational channel. I don't know why they suggested it, but they suggested several different channels, and they were what I call the basher channels, the nasty channels, the vile channels, the ones that bicker and fight, and they were all making videos bad about each other. And after I tapped on one of them, and I couldn't wait to get off, and I just couldn't unsee it. I wanted to go take a shower and try to get it off. It was awful.
Absolutely.
Some of these channels are terrible.
Yes, and that's what I'd like to change. I mean, and that's not only with Filipino people. That's also here in the United States. In
I
any
think it's
place.
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm glad that I'd like to be that kind of person. Even though I just live stream, I don't have that much of a live stream right now because, like I said, I've been busy. I am in between moving from one place to the other, so that's what I'm been trying to focus on first, and then maybe by
That's
July
right.
you'll be settled.
Well, the live streams take a lot of time. They take a lot of energy,
Yes.
and sometimes I don't do a live stream for a couple of days. There's times that I don't do any. There's times,
Girl,
they
I
take a lot
admire
of your
you.
time.
Yes, and I admire you. I love your channel. You're very inspiring yourself. So I admire, and I love all of the posts that you do. I do read them. I'm not able to comment sometimes, but I do sometimes comment on it, but I do view them. So
Thank you.
I love them. I love them.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And I think that, the thing is you have to make your in-person life number one priority. Someone asked me that question on an interview last night. They said, well, how do you balance everything? And I said, my in-person life gets priority. And then my YouTube life comes secondary. And I love my YouTube life, but it has to come secondary to my in-person life.
Absolutely. It's you. It's your personal life comes first. So
Yes,
that's
and your
also
health, your fitness, everything that goes with it. Absolutely. And so what else would you like to share with people about you?
I don't know really right now. I'm 56 years old. I am getting up there, my friend. So,
Well, you are a fabulous 56, a fabulous 56.
why, thank you. Thank you so
You're
much.
just a kid. I'll be 64 in a week, so
Oh,
yeah, I'll
girl,
be
I
64.
see. Here's the thing. That is what I admire about you, because you're 64. You don't even look it. You act young, just like I do. Because I mean, I may be 56, but man, oh man, my heart still feels like I'm 16, and I'm not kidding.
Absolutely. Because it's our attitude. Our attitude age is much different than our technical age. And, when you keep a great attitude age, you'll always seem young.
Right? And keep smiling, keep laughing, because that's what makes you young. It's because
Absolutely.
be happy.
Absolutely.
So
And that's the most important thing you can do is keep your attitude young, have a great attitude. I mean, no one wants to be around somebody who has a negative attitude.
right,
No one, nobody does. Everybody wants to keep a positive, be around people who have a positive attitude.
right, exactly. Okay, my friend, I think I have to go because I'm like very staticky. My reception is not good. I won't
Well,
be able
thank
to
you
answer.
so much. Thank you so much.
Okay,
I
talk to you
appreciate
later.
you. Love you. Thank you. Bye.
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 She has a
And
great energy.
she has a wonderful energy. I love her. That's T Baby Funk US. And so anyone that doesn't have her channel, she grows your channel, and also she's very, very inspiring and inspirational. We have Your Shah TV here. Welcome, welcome. We have Musa Mountain. We have Dada and Memu. We have Sayo Ben Colonies. We have Aparizita. We have all these wonderful, wonderful channels here, and I thank you. Jory, you have been so inspiring and so uplifting, and to share your story with us, or bits and pieces. You know, there's always more to a person than we can share in an hour, a lot more. And yet you've shared moments with us that are very personal and very deep and very sensitive and very hopeful. And you bring hope and you bring inspiration to so many. And I really, really thank you for that. You're an amazing woman. Keep being amazing. Keep living your full life. Keep being your best you. Keep building your YouTube channel, even when it doesn't seem like it wants to grow, or, you know, whatever. Keep building.
Yeah, it's fine. It will grow as it wants to grow. And I'm going to still turn up to your channel because you are a very enjoyable creator. And, you know, I have a lot of respect for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I work hard for my channel. You know, a lot of people say, well, how did you grow 14,000? And when I was actually at 26,000, as you all know. And how did I grow that fast in 1 year? And I actually grew that fast. I grew that fast. Hold on 1 second, please. Hold on. I'm going to answer this call. Hold on. Hey, honey, I'm on a live stream. I'll call you back in a few minutes. Hey, love you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, that's my husband. He's on his way home. So I'm going to, you know, probably get off of here. And I'm going to go work in my closet. You know, I want to work in my closet. And so thank you, Jory. I appreciate you. And, you know, I don't know, you know, I'm all over the place when it comes to being on here. Sometimes I'm on every day. Sometimes I'm on twice a day. Sometimes, you know, but exactly when I'm on, I don't know. So I just kind of pop on. So you have to kind of look for me or put the notifications on. Do tell your friends about my channel. And I appreciate when you tell your friends or share me out. And I will most certainly do the same for you. So, well, Jory, so what are you going to do the rest of your day?
Okay, today what I had planned was to organize. I'm kind of moving my kitchen from one room to another. So I'm going to try and move all the things that need to get moved over to the other room for now. And then deal with some of the things that I have to deal with.
Well, I wish you a wonderful day. I wish you enjoy your day. I'm going to be doing similar. I'm going to be in my closet in my bedroom organizing everything. And since I got my exercise in and everything like that, so I'm going to be in there. And then I'm going to, maybe my husband and I'll go to dinner. I don't know.
You have to eat.
Yeah. Thank you, Jory. Much love to you. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for being so honest and transparent and open and amazing. You are an amazing woman, and I thank you. Okay, my friend. Love you. Thank you.
I love you too. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Well, everyone, I'm going to go. I'm going to go because it's my time to, my husband is on his way home. And so I'm going to go, and I'm going to go in my closet and organize my shoes and my purses and all of that. So, and I thank each and every one of you for being here. I really do. Remember, thumbs up on the way out, if you will. And also, I have 5 channels. Links are pinned to the top of the comment section under all my daily videos at the top of the comment section. And if you connect with each channel, I will likely connect back with you with each channel. If you share a video out, let me know, and I will likely share one of your videos out. So that's how it works. That's how you will grow. You know, I grew 14,000 in a year through a lot of hard work. And so, you know, grow, but it's not all about growing. It's about enjoying your journey here. And it's about enjoying what you're doing. Whether you have 1 subscriber or 1 million subscribers, it doesn't matter. Just enjoy your journey. And it's not all about growing, okay? It's about enjoying what you're doing. And so in the last year, I very much enjoyed what I've done here and enjoyed producing content, making live streams, connecting with you all, watching other people's channels, meeting new friends. It's all been a joy. So thank you. May God bless you. And thank you so much, my friends. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me get my glasses here. Thank you. Thank you, Muja Mountain. Thank you, Yorsha TV. Thank you, Aparinda Jory. Thank you, everyone. And I thank you. So may God bless you. And I hope to see you soon again. Okay. Hope to talk to you then. Bye-bye.